Where is it? Alright, there we go, friends. There we go. Alright, join your lobby. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, let me just switch on my loadout. Alright. I'll pick Electron. Don't worry about the wheels, I didn't get them myself. Alright. Oh, okay, no, that's not fine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got all those on here. I had it on the Switch, but I couldn't keep up, so I just like, no, I get you. It was funny though, the other day I was looking and they had, I don't know if it's still available now, but on PS Plus they had the Oxide Edition for like, I think it was like 40% off. On the PS Plus for the deals. I meant to tell everyone on Facebook, but I forgot. But I'm sure most of them are on the PS Plus anyway, so they probably saw it. Oh, someone's glitched. Oh, interesting crowd. Alright, let's do this. You're in fourth place, or you're... Oh, you're in fourth, alright. No, I'm behind you. Ah! Damn, I ran into the ledge. That was horrible. Alright. Alright, I got you. Like, I haven't really played online since, like, the last update. I figured I'd be fine because I've been helping other people like with the time trials. So like, oh okay, I'll have an idea what the most uses the items, but then I was like, oh nope, that didn't help. No one wants Barren Ruins. I'll pick it so it's not left out. So what system you're getting a Crash 4 for? Or are you gonna not? You're gonna wait on that? Okay. Everyone leave? That was weird. I don't know, I was like, because on my end it just keeps showing me, I'm like, oh, did the room kick everyone out and I'm just stuck here? Okay. Okay, yeah, he was doing that weird glitch. No. This is my personal YouTube. I have a different one, but I haven't really done anything with it. So I just figured I'd use this one for today, and then when I have all that other stuff set up. Alright. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. Alright, that's very cool. What's your, is it the same as your PS ending? Oh, okay. Alright, be sure to check that out. All the same. Oh, okay. No, I guess, like, I made this account, like, way back when. And I don't, and then even though Sony offered the name change, I didn't feel like doing that because some of my trophies would be deleted, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. But I might Like when I start setting everything else up, I might just make a new account on here to streamline it. Oh, that's cool. No, I don't. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's the only bad thing about PlayStation. It's like you have to be on here otherwise. That's good. Oh yeah, he's insane. I am too. But then again, he plays a lot, but then he kind of drops off for a bit, and then he comes back. So you're gonna be getting Crash 4, or you're just like, gonna wait a bit? Oh, you have it really? Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, nice. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I double dipped. I got it for, so I don't have Xbox, so I ended up getting digital and physical.
And that's how it's done.
But the good thing about the digital is I don't have to go to GameStop, like, right away. I mean, I could go get it, like, the day it comes out, but I don't have to worry about, like, oh, you know, I gotta be there, like, right away. Oh, that's true. Mine's they don't. Mine's they don't put the new games out until Tuesday, even though like the game comes out Friday. They won't put it on the shelf until Tuesday. I don't know why, but cause there was some other games I was looking for when everything was closed down, and I was like, oh, like I'll see if maybe they have it here, and then like that way I don't have to worry about it later. And I couldn't find it, but then they started opening up more stuff, so then I'm like, oh, I just ended up going to GameStop afterwards. Then like the week after I found it, I'm like, oh. Yeah. Oh, that's uh, so I really don't buy the collector's editions unless like I really like the game. And then some things is just like even if I don't like the game, at least the item's cool. So that's how I try to rationalize it. Like Like I played it, and not that I didn't enjoy it, but like I was doing other stuff. But like it's cool to have the board. Yeah, that's what I ended up getting. But playing it though, I realized I am not very good at the game. Well, that's true. Yeah, I was like I didn't because like some I don't even remember exactly which version I played and where I played it. And all I just remember playing it. And then like I looked at some of the challenges later on, and I'm like I don't remember any of this being like this technical. And I'm like, oh wow. Oh no. And one of my friends, he said he'll get the game, and then depending on the game, he'll beat it in one day, and then get back because no one wants to talk to him because of spoilers. And it's like, well, not everyone wants to spend $60 to beat it in 2 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, like, cause like I played the last of this, but he got mad at me because I took too long for him. But I'm like, I wanted to enjoy the game. I've heard good things about it, but just like, and it's not that I don't like big open world games, but I know you need to be like dedicated to those, and I'm not. Like I can play stuff like Last of Us, Uncharted, because they're like kind of like, even though they're story based, but they're kind of linear with explorable areas, and like that's more my jam. After a while, I'll just get lost, not know what I'm doing, and then if I don't play for a while, then I'm not gonna definitely not know what I'm doing. Like I had the Digimon Cyber Sleuth, the second one, and I played it like twice with my friend, and then I hadn't played it for a while, and I didn't know what I was doing or where to go. Okay, I didn't expect to get that way. Oh shoot, what? I got third now? Well, thank God I don't need coins anymore. I would be very mad if I did. I'll be right back, I gotta grab my phone real quick. I love the rust line design for Dingodile. Just like how they went the full crocodile with him. No, that looks bad. One thing I'm not understanding from people is BNOX said no more updates, and some people still think we're gonna get a surprise update this week. Right. I honestly blame it on the wording. If they didn't word it like making it sound like more than one update, I think people would have been fine. That would have been cool. I didn't expect this game to go over a year, but I kind of had wished they were going to do like the Overwatch and all that, where they like, at least on the seasons, they just bring out like small new stuff. So like, you know, like whoever didn't get a spooky skin last year could have got it this year. And then same thing with the Christmas. I thought that would have been cool, but yeah. Oh yeah, because they still want you to buy the coins, so it's like they're kind of meeting you halfway. Yeah. All right. Someone's on. Or is it just me sharing? It looks like someone's on watching, but no one's chatting. Yeah. That might be because I'm also sharing it on Facebook, so that's probably what it is. Okay, sure. to share this. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Oh well. Oh, person joining. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. They got the 3 days left, but it has the Digodal image.
Watch out.
Oh, I missed that. Although it would have been nice to get Thanos to look as a skinny.
Whoops. Coming at you full speed.
Time for some witch tonic.
Coming through.
He fell and then went above us. Didn't even hold that. I have a feeling that the Aku Aku's not gonna get fixed though.
Oh, really? Need a boost?
Yeah.
Watch out. Better luck next
Oh
time.
yeah, that was pretty cool. Poor yeah, never got her skin. it's only on. No challenges unlocked. That's another thing I didn't get. Why are some of the challenges like I get what they're doing, but I don't get why they're like the hard ones are so worthless. Like yeah, like some of them are like the some of the BS ones from back in the Grand Prix, and it's just like why are you? Those are like for a good amount of nitro points, and then you want me to do this just for 200 coins? Yeah. But only... yeah. No, yeah, I had to learn how to do that with the tiny temple level. But the one that, the only challenge I never was able to do was the... I forgot what the score was in Ring Rally on Hot Air Skyway. That was... And it broke me because up until that point I had did every single challenge. And I just like, I can't do this. Like, I've tried and I've tried and I just can't do it. It was just like, I don't know, I saw people doing it, I'm like, oh, okay, so you just gotta do this and that, and then I tried and I'm like, no, I can't even do that. And then even later on when I kinda learned better how to U-turn, but it was like, oh, I can't do that now, it's gone. And then...
See you at the finish line. Coming at you full speed.
I still don't get why Fixture LaRue just wasn't a skin. I was supposed to change the intro to For anyone who's watching, you're more than welcome to do the chat. I'll try to answer anything on in between rounds. Let's see. Yeah, I just remembered they took out that Uka Uka tag from Tony Hawk, which It was very weird because they advertised it and then it was gone. The game's good, but I'm gonna be honest, I was a little bummed out we didn't get at least the crash suit guy as a custom item. I think a character would have been cool, but if at least you can do that as a custom item, that would have been cool. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want Marvel's Avengers. That whole Spider-Man DLC.
Oh, really?
Alright. Because I keep hearing different things online. Does Sony own the rights to Spider-Man for video games? Or is it just because Insomniac did that game? Because I know Sony owns the movie rights. But I was never too sure about the game rights because of the Spider-Man game. Yeah.
I really wanted that trophy.
Yeah. I get you. Don't they like get it first and then everyone else gets whatever after? I don't understand the two skins for Crash 4 that are like exclusive until the end of next year. No, the caveman ones and the robot ones. I forgot what their names are. Oh my, that's a ballsy move on Sony's part because it's like, I mean, everyone's looking forward to the new game, but like, at the end of the day, it's a single player game, and not saying it's not gonna have like a lot of replayability, but like, I don't think it's gonna have 2021's worth of replayability. I like it, but the only thing that kind of bums me out is that it's instead of split screen, it's just like original Super Mario Bros. It's just like, oh, I passed the controller. Okay. Because I think what they were trying to do is they were doing like the main levels, and since they're not playable in those, they play way differently. They're trying to like streamline it. Yeah, there's some people complaining about Fake Crash's design. I'm like, he legit always looked like Crash with the buck teeth and the giant eyebrows. Yeah. It was just the same model with those on it. So him with the looking just like the Crash render kind of makes sense. Oh, maybe I should have been for a Flintstone trophy. I like Iron Checkpoint Crate and all the recolors, but I still find it weird a TNT getting a TNT lashed on its head. No, not the. Wait, where's you just over there? Or is my online beat laggy? I doubt it because they haven't said anything, but I kind of hope the other characters get skins, even if it's just like 2.
Exciting!
Oh no. I'm actually surprised there hasn't been anything leaked online to crash for. Or did Activision finally get on those other countries? Well, then again, we didn't get nothing leaked for Spyro, I don't recall. Yeah, I think it was a little bit of Insane, and then CTR got, like, someone was playing it like a week before. Oh no. The blue fire betrayed me.
Exciting! This is just for another time.
I kinda hope they actually show Entropy with time powers. That's like a lot of, that's what the running theory is right now, that he's gonna find like that version of himself, or that's from another universe or something. Or his long lost something. They kind of have the door open for so many things, but it's like, not everything's gonna fit. Like, they have the door open for Entrance and the Evil Twins, as they're from different dimensions. And we're close with the 11th dimension. There we go. Trying some Nina Cortex. Haven't played her in a while. I find it on all her. I think it was somebody else's. I was gonna say, I find it odd that Nina's costumes don't have the N. Yeah, like I'm guessing because the way that the icon looks versus the model, I don't think they thought about it. I thought it was gonna cover it, but then when they made it in 3D, it was like, oh wait, it doesn't cover it. But even her rust line doesn't have it. I think they just forgot what the end was.
I'll send you a postcard from the finish line.
Let's do this.
Dad, from above.
Let's see. I do find the idea of skins in Crash 4 interesting. At least it gives you more to do. Without having to like force extra stuff. I like how they're not just like how the name makes it sound, they're not just reverse levels, it's also like extra stuff. That I'm actually learning. That's like one of the things I'm like looking forward to is to see how that goes about. Cause it says you're supposed to learn more about them as you do the tapes. So hopefully you actually get like cutscenes or something. It's not just like text saying whatever. Oh yeah, but like they were gonna have cutscenes in those parts. But I'm saying like the flashback tapes, I kind of hope that they put the same amount of effort with those, and not just like here's a text of what happened. Like try to do like a video file or something. Like oh here's like a folder and like this new info got added to the folder that you can read later. Sounds something. Yeah.
Take out the trash, girls.
That's weird. I finished God of War, and I never got back to it. Yeah. I mean, for what it was, I liked it, but like I just never went back to finish it because like I couldn't find certain areas. Like the map tells you here, there's something over here, and then you're going over there. But I'm like, okay, I can't get in here. So did I do something wrong, or what did I have to do? I don't know. Let me see, is the chat not working? Let me see. Broadcast settings. Alright, sorry about that. So he'll be back, so let's go to the lobby real quick. Oh, maybe he'll join us. Sorry about the in and out people. Alright. Alright, but like, cause whoever's on, they're not, chatting down the comments, so I'm just, like, apologizing, cause every time I invite someone, it, like, goes off the video, then it comes back. Let's see. Oh, he's still offline. Did they get it? That's alright. Okay. I guess the game doesn't want me with the decal. I don't know, I was on the Daredevil trying to see and then it kicked me out. Because it does the, yeah, the timer. Yeah, I was trying to have, I was trying to see a Destination Market join, but he said he's gonna be busy with this Crash 4 stuff, so I'm like, oh, that's understandable. Yeah, cause cause he doesn't have, I don't think he has Facebook, but he's more on Twitter. And I occasionally go on his streams when I'm able to. Well, Darren's on both. That's kind of how I got to see more people on Twitter. But I'm more on Twitter because of work. It's just easier to go into. Like Facebook, I'll go on like on my lunch or at home. Since Twitter's just the feed, you can just like, you know, you can go at the restaurant, you can go on your break, you can go when nothing's happening. When I get a real streaming setup, what I want to try to do is beat Oxide in the original CTR. I've never beat him on the original, on the Ghost.
Time to harness planetary energy!
Oh, that's true. Like, I played the adventure mode here recently, and but I don't know, I'd like to go get the trophies first, and then do everything else. That's just me though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense though. For us, like to do it like that. But no, I was just casually playing it. Then I was like, afterwards, I thought I'm like, I should have streamed that. But why didn't they see you switching it? Oh no, but I was saying like, but like if you do it on the stream, wouldn't they see you pausing and switching the difficulty? Oh yeah, okay, no, I get what you're saying. Okay, no, I thought you meant like, you know. But no, I actually took that on hard and yeah. Yeah, because I didn't, you know, I had my understanding of the original CTR, so I was playing as Crash, and I couldn't even beat Crash Cove. And then I changed to Coco, and then I was able to win. So my... Yeah. I did speed until they put in Drift, and then I just stuck with Drift ever since. Like I know like it is the lower Excel, but if you can keep it, that's not really a problem, you know? But what I have seen though, if you're trying to do like record times, speed still recommended. But like if you're just wanting to just have an easier time holding the flame, that um, boost drift is recommended. Oh yeah, no, like I did the velo times and that broke me. And then like I see everyone in the community is, oh, the velo times are easy. I'm like, oh, okay. When the dev times came out, I'm like, no, I can't do this. No, I ended up. No, the reason why I have a wheel is because a buddy of mine ended up doing it for me. Because he was bored and he goes, I beat everything, I have nothing to do. I'm like, you want to do the dev times for me? Because I'm not going through that. He goes, okay. I think he got real bored though, because then he kind of just stopped playing in general.
I'll send you a postcard from the finish line.
Oh, okay. That's pretty clever. Yeah, like online, this is the first time I played for a long time. Oh, okay. Oh. That sounds like horrible. Alright. Yeah, cause like... Yeah, that was my whole thing with like, trying to stream. Cause I was like... I kinda want to be limited just to the PS4. But since it already has it on there, it's easier. Like... The Switch is so weird. Well, I never had that issue, cause like, I played with the Pro Controller. So like the layout is the same, it's just the names are different, but like, you know, B is the bottom button. So like when I played Insane and Spiral on it, that didn't really bother me, it was just more of, I had bottom for the idea of, you know, playing them on the go, but anytime I went somewhere, it wasn't like all that long. So I just ended up playing it all on my TV anyways. So I was like, paid money for that. Although I will say, I do like the character graphics, not the end graphics as a whole, but I like the character graphics better for Crash on the Switch. It's just cause like how they did the fur. And, I mean, it's a nice design, but like I didn't really like that realistic look. I mean, Crash is supposed to be more cartoony. So, the Switch version makes it look more true to that just because of the graphics, the limited graphics. He kind of looks like a toy at some point, so it's kind of funny.
You can't beat me.
Did you buy the Skylanders pack with Crash? Like the $100 pack?
Ooh, interesting.
Okay, so I'm a little on that one. Oh yeah, no, like I'm not into the series, but I bought that one to play the Crash level. And then I ended up beating that game because that one's not so hard, or it's not long either. Alright. Yeah. Alright.
Faster.
Alright. Yeah. No, actually, what I had did was, cause my friend had got me the Ratchet and Clank collection for PS3 a while back, and then I barely got around to playing it like last year. So I played that, and then I downloaded Deadlock. I think that's what it's called. I forget because like the regions have like different names. But I got that one, and then I played that on the PS3. Eventually, not right now. I'm in a way I don't feel like dealing with everything going on. But so then I played Size Matters, even though a lot of people said, "Oh, you know, you don't have to play that one, it's not by them or nothing." I'm like, yeah, but still, it's one of the games. Even if it's not by them, I still want to try it out because they kind of remind me of like Daxter from Jack and Dexter. Yeah, so I was like, oh, you know, I'll still play it, you know, even though it's not technically like in the sense of who made it, but it's still part of the canon in a sense because you know it's still a game that happens in the series. So I was like, I'll try it out, and that game is. At first, I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. It's just, you know, it's just a little weird because you know the PS Vita, I mean the PSP. But no, it's just horribly designed in terms of the combat. Like, even your maxed out weapons are kind of weak. Unless you get, like, the OP weapons. Yeah, it's like, the basic weapon, it took forever to level up, and then as you get more and more, it's like, most of them suck at leveling up. Like I said, until you get, like, the more beefier weapons, then it's like, okay, now you can kill enemies. Oh, everyone left. But, as I said, but the skill points, though, the skill points were horrible. And if you do it on, normally you can just do skill points whenever, you know, New Game Plus or not. But this one actually encourages you to do the skill points before being the game. So if it's your first time going through, and you don't want to spoil nothing, you kind of can't look up the skill points beforehand, so you still have to beat the game blind. Then, of course, thinking it's like the other games, you do New Game Plus, and then you find out, oh, I should have did the skill points before I went in there, because the skill points get harder with the difficulty. Because there's like these two, like, arcade shooter levels. They're like you're in space, and like I forgot what the number was, but we'll just say like on normal the high score is 100,000, and you know you have room for that in there. But then on hard it's like 500,000, and it's like you barely have enough to actually get that. It's like, why? There was no reason for that. Especially, yeah, but I'm like, there's no reason for that, especially when your skill points still say the old, like the original way to get them. And then because you're playing on hard, it doesn't count because now you have to do this arbitrary new score that it doesn't tell you. So, I've been meaning to get to the future series, but I haven't kind of played since then. But it wasn't because of that, though. It's because like Last of Us came out and Smash stuff and all that. Honestly, just go in it with an open mind. You go in it with any preconceived notions and ruin it for you. I like it. I get why people don't like it, but I liked it. Get the, what is it? The greatest hits version? It's like half off. I wouldn't blame you if you do that. kept going. Oh yeah, someone got mad at the latest Crash trailer, the one with that rapper. Yeah, just because the rapper was in it. They thought it was just like that pandering type of commercial. But they're like, no, that dude's come out and said he's a Crash fan, and that's his Aku Aku chain. They didn't give it to him. Yeah, I think that was custom made. And given that it's all bling, that's a lot of money. Alright. Yeah. Probably. And then someone was comparing it to the Snoop Dogg campaign, but I'm like, but again, Snoop Dogg has said before, he's a Spyro fan. It's just one of those things that like most people don't know because yeah, it's just like spare time. Yeah. It's like he likes Spyro, but like even though it's a good series, it's more like compared to the two, it's the more obscure one. And most of his fans are probably not into video games anyways. So it's like it's not like it'd be different like if like what's his name? I feel bad. The guy that plays Green Ranger, I can't remember his name right now. There we go. I was like confusing two names together. I'm like, that's not it. Yeah, Jason David Frank died. Like, if he said he liked Crash or Spyro, I'm pretty sure people would have expected that and just been like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, like I didn't know Jack Black was a Tony Hawk fan. Like in hindsight, it makes sense because how he is. But like when you like think about it originally, you're like, oh. Then I saw his video on it when he like talks about the experience. And I just like, I was just laughing though because my friend's like, oh wow, he did it for free. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he didn't. Like he said that, but I'm pretty sure he got some compensation. No, he's been there since. Well, not been there, but like he's worked with them back in Pitfall Larry. He was that commercial. I didn't even know that was him. I just laughed at that video though because he goes, "Who's been here?" And then there's like some girl. She goes, "Me, I've been here 20 years." And I'm like, "Girl, you look 20." So I'm like, "Oh, she's a young-looking 40-year-old." And if she's not 40, then I don't know. And I did a test stream on Saturday with my buddy. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see if I can catch it. someone else might join us later, but I'll keep his name a secret for right now. What's your opinion on random people in the groups complaining about YouTubers? No, like on the, cause you're on, which Crash group are you on Facebook? The one with Abdul and Darren, right? Oh, okay, so I think that's fan club, because I think it's also the same for Spyro. Oh, okay. No, because every so often, well, it's mostly about Canadian AA, which I find kind of weird. But, like, I just, like, sometimes I see people complain about certain YouTubers, and I'm just like, why? Yeah, because, like, well, it's mostly about King A, but I've heard about other ones. It's just, he's the one that pops up a lot. Like, they talk about how he's fake and all that, but I'm like, have you... Yeah. Yeah, you're for the information, not the extra stuff. Oh yeah, no, that's it. Cause I watch a bunch of them, but like I just feel like a lot of people go for him just because he's making the money, and it's just like, and I'm like, just cause you're making the money doesn't validate whether you're a true or fake fan or not. Cause I'm like, technically, Score Jack makes money, but no one complains about him. I mean, yeah, he doesn't just focus on Crash, but like that's kind of like how a lot of people noticed him. I'm like, but yeah, 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 yeah. Honestly, honestly, yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Cause it's like you can feel however you want, but like to say different things, especially if you weren't there from the beginning, and then like as seen him grow, it just feels like weird to like hear an opinion that's like based on non-facts. It's like, yeah, I mean, I can see why like some people be like, well, like he does this and that, and he kisses Activision, but it's like, but he's been doing this for like at least 4 years now, because I found him around kind of before Insane got revealed and all that. But like, there's others I've seen longer, like Destination Mark. I've seen him since like, I want to say 14, 2000. I think 2014. I've seen him like on, because I found him while just randomly looking up Crash stuff and speculation and all that. And then everyone just followed suit. Like I found Categoris and his Crash reviews. I found the Square Jack and his Crash reviews and all that. Yeah, and I'm like, they've all grown. Nah, I gotta send you another one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't see the point of getting unless it's like they directly went to you for whatever dumb reason, and it's like a valid reason to actually retaliate. I don't see a point. So like, I'm trying to remember who it was, but kind of like let's just say you were sponsored by someone, and then someone went after that because they didn't like you. That then I can like if you're gonna retaliate, I completely understand. 'Cause it's like they went after your income, and there was no reason for that. But like, if I'm just like right now, if I'm playing and then someone just starts saying, "You guys suck, you guys suck," I'm like, well, I'm not gonna like, oh yeah, just be like, okay, yeah, that's like, oh, I suck. Well, that's your opinion. Unless it's wrong, like Twinsanity. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, cause I forget which group she's in, but there's this one girl, she's been talking about Twinsanity, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? Because she's been saying like it's super glitchy on the PS2, and a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Like, what's glitching? Because there are minor glitches, but not the way she's making it describe. Like, it's literally unplayable. The only ones I know, yeah, the only literally unplayable glitches are, from what I know, is if you play Xbox on the 360. Because I guess they didn't emulate it right. But I heard it's better on the One. And I'm kind of bummed out that Sony isn't doing backwards compatibility, because I was playing... Because like I was playing around with the Cortex and my disc is like... It's messing up because like the music's glitching out. At first I thought my audio broke. But then I'm like, no, like, I can hear crash spinning, I can hear all the background noise, it's just the music went out. Alright. Oh damn. No, but yeah, it's just like I just hear like a lot of things. It's just like certain things I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, it's a valid point. And other things like, what are you talking about? What is your end game with saying this? Probably. I'm disappointed we didn't get the minecart for Qualicon. The minecart from Crash 1, that would have been funny as a racing cart. Let's do the nasty ride. Are you racing? Oh. Okay, I guess it glitched out on me. I'm all the way in the lobby and I'm like, what? What's going on? Oh, no, bro. I'll just, Oh, me a second. Message my friend. Okay. No, I was just saying, one of my friends is online, but I'm like, let me see if he wants to actually join. But he's playing Fortnite right now, so he might not. I was like, where'd you go? There we go. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm wondering for Spyro now, are they gonna call it 4? And are they gonna care about the timeline since it's not as popular as Crash's timeline? Because from the console timeline, it's not that much, at least in my opinion, for it to be like a big deal if they erase it. And then, you know, with Shadow Legacy technically being Spyro 6, and that wasn't really a good game. That's so weird how to end a series like that. It's like, oh, this series has been on consoles forever. Let's make the 6th game exclusively to the Nintendo DS. And be bold enough to make a cliffhanger ending, because we're totally gonna get the money for this. And then they reboot the series after that. Honestly, with the games that they already made, they have good ideas to just make them better without actually being the same games. It was Andreas' fault. Oh no, it said like Andreas and he had like a long number name. Kicked me out too. Let's try that again. I'll join you. But yeah, cause how do you say it? Like, you got interesting story ideas, it's just they weren't executed well. So if you just use those ideas, but you know, actually make them good, I think you can have a good Spyro series for years to come. If you can have a reimagining of Season of Ice, you got your 4th game right there. I think they're gonna try to just make a 4th one, but I don't know how they're gonna go about it. But it would be nice if they have some of the... Oh, I'm saying some of... There's only like 2 later villains that anyone cares about. Well, technically, Nork never died, even in the original, because he came back in a Hero's Tale, and in the epilogue in Spiral 3. And everyone thought Ripto died, but if you get the epilogue in Spiral 2, it's shown that the Dragon Elders are playing with him, like a toy. And then again in Spiral 3, it's like he's right there with Nasty Nork, they're having like a summit. Which was supposed to happen in Enter the Dragonfly because of everything that happened. So then they kind of rehashed that idea with Red in A Hero's Tale. Which, I mean, points for them for that. They at least brought Nasty back for once. Weird how Ripto's the most popular villain, but his most appearances were on handheld. Yeah.
Move over, little fool.
Okay.
Stop hitting me.
Okay, I might have to invite you to a separate party because one of my friends invited me. So. Just have to redo the chat party. Well, I'll do it after this. I'm not gonna open the middle. Well, I know what I think would have been the funniest thing ever they did with the advertising for this. Like, you know, like back when they announced it was gonna be like the CNK content, but like kind of like shadowed, like not shadowed up, but kind of like also dropped like, oh, it's not just the content, like we're actually doing the story mode and everything. So like, you know, it was advertised originally just as CTR, and then like if they would have did like it's CTR plus Nitro card, I think that would have been funny.
Why don't people
But I get why they didn't.
seriously?
Yeah, I get why they didn't do it, but it would have been nice. Cause how do you say it? I think it would have been better, like, if we got, like, if it was a DLC campaign, but they would have had tweaked the story, and I think that's why they didn't do it, because I feel like you would have the people complaining, well, it's not the same story as the original. But it's like, but, yeah, but I feel like they didn't want to touch it because of that. Because it's like, well, it's CTR first, so we just kind of adjusted the story to fit like a true sequel instead of like a random own game. Which I think that would have been cool, because then you could have still had the Velo part, but then like say like, you know, you could have had Oxide being like, oh yeah, you know, these people on Earth, they're these cool racers, you can use them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would have been good. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over the chat, and then I'll add you to the new one. Okay, hold on. Alright, just give me one. Okay. Um, um, hey man, I'm gonna suggest someone. I'm gonna suggest someone because we're racing right now. Yeah, so just do the invite for him when you're ready, and then I'll set up the room again. Are you in the lobby right now, or? Oh, okay, so then I'll add you guys right now. Okay, so you joined. Okay, and I'm gonna add Black X90Z. So welcome to the stream. It sounded like someone responded. I don't know if it's just how your mic sounded. No, it's just because like you said hello and then like it sounded like in the background like a little hello. Okay, and then was he added to the chat? Is your chat for private only? Okay, because he's in the lobby, but that's why. Just so it's not messed up, because I've been talking to him this whole time. I'll go into a private match, just for right now, just so we can kind of get the hang of it. Okay. What stage do you want? Okay. Okay. Let me redo the chat. Cause I don't think he's coming in. Okay. I'll invite you guys right now. Okay. Sorry about the difficulties, everyone. No AI. Okay, yeah. Sorry, we're having an issue. I'm trying to hook you up to his chat, so I said I'll invite him to this chat. Okay. You guys can hear me? Alright, everyone's set? Okay, awesome. Okay, so we'll do that in time. No AI. Oh, cool. And I do, but oh, good. The other guy might join us soon. Might not be on longer, but still, that's fine. The fact you did any of them is, I commend you. No, but I was saying the fact that you were able to do a couple, and I commend you. Like I've been saying, the Velo ones broke me. I was not gonna do the dub turns. Oh, you have it? Oops. Oh, okay. I get you. Oh shoot, did I ever get that? I better check that. Yeah, that's how I got Shantae. No, because I was never really into Doom. Like, no, but you just reminded me, I don't even know if I have, I don't know if I ever got the other two Shantae games. I got... And I gotta check that out. Oh man, that sucks. I gotta check that out after. That's it. Yeah, I forgot, because I think I bought the cartridge, but I didn't buy the actual games, like, for the Switch. Oh yeah, no, it's understandable.
Faster!
But no, yeah, that's a, I know I only bought one because I didn't want to, like, even though we had gotten our bonus, I didn't want to overdo it. I'm not saying I'm good at this stage, but the velo time didn't help.
Move over, little fool.
Just remember, as long as you don't grieve, everything's cool.
Time to harness planetary energy.
The sad thing of being first, you don't get to see cool stuff behind you. It still bums me out. No, they said that's what the gems are for, to earn the skins. No, they said that the gems will help you earn skins because of the challenges. I don't know exactly, like... Yeah, but... the thing people also have to remember is that... Oh no, because I was gonna say, you have to remember though, like... If Activision wants them to say something, didn't want them to say something, they won't have them say something. Like, look how long it took them to say no more content for CTR. And like, and then like with the Spyro download, like, they kind of gave a non-answer at first, and then afterwards, like, oh yeah, we're you can only have the first game and the beginning of the first two games, or the second two games afterwards. Time for some Dark Spyro. Alright, where do you want to race, Black? You chose last time. Okay, you can choose again. Need a nightmare? Oh no, never mind. No, Black is retro. Yeah, we don't talk about that. That's pretty cool that they're gonna have that skin though. Well, they did on there too. Yeah, in the latest trailer, it's like the actual gameplay trailer. It shows it's in one of the flashback tape routes. It shows crashing like the low poly skin. Yeah, but it'll be well worth it.
Last one there's a north.
Yeah. Don't you can't you make your screen brighter? Oh, okay. Why would you want to torture yourself?
You're toast.
So yes, I did.
Whoa! Supercharged.
Yeah, I wanted that. I'm sad we didn't get her tag team racing skin. The waitress outfit. That would have been so cool to have. I'm sad that any of the CTR characters didn't get the tag team characters didn't get their tag team skins. I'm so more disappointed because hers was so easy to do. It was literally just a recolor with the goggles. And they couldn't even do that. I'm like, not saying I'm not grateful for the stuff they did provide, but I'm just like, that was such an easy costume. Well, originally I thought they were gonna bring back the Nitro Squad with Tana with her pirate look, but then she's a loner apparently. Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just more surprised that like she wasn't like a pirate crew like everyone was suspecting.
Maybe you could beat me if you stop dragging your feet.
No, she's not sure. I mean, they brought fake Coco, so there's no excuse now. That's what I was explaining earlier. Of like, Twin Sanity and Entrance are like perfect for this game. Excuse me, because I feel like she is, but how she'll beat it, I'm not sure. Since Crunch is being cameoed at this point. Let me see. No, he's not on yet. Okay. Oops. It's kind of hard to tell from the image. It's honest. It's like one of those like. Next year. I I highly doubt they would. I highly doubt they would shadow drop a Banjo Kazooie game, but like that would be the only way I buy an Xbox Series X day one. No, I know, but I meant like if they did a remake or a or an actual fourth game or whatever, that would be yeah, that would be day one for me. I'm kind of like have you guys ever seen Keith True or Mighty Keith? Oh, okay. He does like skits about everything going on, like with video game news and stuff. But basically, because he plays, he's mostly PC, but he plays like Sony and Nintendo for their exclusives. So there you go. Like basically, he goes the only way he'll buy at this point. The only way he'll buy a Series X is if Fable is exclusive to it, doesn't come on PC at all. No, yeah, but that's what he was saying, because he goes, he's buying a PS5, but he's not going to touch an Xbox unless, like, that's the only way he can play Fable. That's kind of like how I'm feeling, because, like, I mean, I don't really... That makes sense. He's anti-hero. I don't know why, like, the music here just, like, just plays with my emotions. Yeah. I don't know what a metal is, but yeah, definitely drums. I'm just sad that knowing this was going to be the only Spiral map they were going to do, that they didn't make it all 3 games. I think it would have been cool if they would have did like a... The one that what was sad is the only reason I knew that was fake was because the other one was Thai. It was like, you would have had us if you didn't put Thai in there. Alright, Ed, it's your turn. What stage do you want? We did? Ah, I kicked you off. I just saw it right now, I kicked you off. I'll re-invite you. Alright. Let me see, is he on? Okay. What stage did you want? That's your, yeah, it's back to you again. Yeah. I used to. I like it as a general race. I hate it for time trial because of that stupid wall. I hate that shortcut. And then I hate how you can't do the other shortcut unless you either have the blue flame already there or you're just good enough with the regular boost to get there. Like if you just try to like jump it like that, you're not gonna make it. I'm still sad we didn't get honestly, from the new stages, it's in terms of stage design, it's Mega Mixmania, like the layout. But overall, I like Nita Striper. I was like, oh, the fence. Are you talking about the like where you hop over the fence? Or are you talking about that? Ah. Yeah. I used to hate that end sharp turn, but then like after being able to actually do it, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. But no, for me, I'll take the Halloween look over anything any day. And it's not a bad layout either. I'm not gonna lie though, I was that guy when the Spiral Grand Prix came out. I was like the guy, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's oral. I didn't know who to expect other than. I didn't know who to expect other than Spiral and Hunter, but I was just like, the balancing of what they represented was so weird.
Maybe you could beat me if you stop dragging your feet.
Oh, cool. My one regret in terms of Crash and Spyro was being stubborn with Spyro for the longest time. Because I didn't understand that Charles and Bellas drew both of them at the time. So I thought someone copied Charles's work for Spyro. So I always thought that I always thought it was like Spyro was like a cash-in. And then when I actually played the game, then I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? This is pretty cool. That's... Actually, for me, how do you say, why'd you leave, sir? I know, and then you left. That's what made it funny. You're like, Cracks 3 is better. Leaves. Okay. Alright, here's our special guest, the Kiwi Dragon. I don't know if he's on the chat yet, though. Did I send it to him? Hold on, sorry, because I know sometimes the invite's finicky. Alright, let me try it again. Okay. Oh, no worries. I was only gonna probably be on until like 5:30 anyways. Ah, no problem. What stage did you want, or do you want a surprise stage? Oh, that's true. Oh no. Honestly, I don't remember having an issue with the Spyro in the original. Like... Oh, okay, no, I was talking about that earlier. I never beat the Oxide types. But was the Spyro always, like, tricky? Because I don't remember it being that tricky.
Last one there's a North.
Or is it just more noticeable with Oxide? Oh, okay. That or no. That I don't recall, but... Then again, I never knew how to actually do boosting back then. Like, I knew how to turbo slide, but I never knew how to, Oh no, Kiwi's angry.
I'm not angry.
Well, you don't know if it's this stage. You just know it's based on. Yeah, it's the rocket head. I think that's his band.
It's the mech. One. It's the giant mech. It's like the rest of the mech. And hello, by the way. No, not too much. Yourself?
He speaks English.
Oh yeah, no, I do speak a lot of English, yeah.
I know, but so I'm like, I know, that's what made it funnier. I don't know if it's just my end, Kiwi, but you do kind of sound far though.
I do sound like what, sorry? Probably, yeah, no, my mic is actually right next to me. I'll see if I can fix that.
No, right, I was just letting you know.
Yeah, no, that's all good. I have it done because I use the exit, so it's probably set for when I have it right up close to my face for erasure.
Alright. Yeah, earlier I was...
Helpful, I've just built a top filter for it, so, yeah.
Hold your horse. Here comes Spyro.
Hey.
Other than Crash.
I mean, Crash 4?
Maybe you could beat me if you stop dragging your feet.
Hang on.
Whoa! Supercharged.
Yeah.
What the hell, they never gave you?
I'm not a regular player of Call of Duty.
Oh, okay. They're probably just like... Well, he doesn't like things.
Does that sound better, guys?
All I got from that is Activision saw your account and they're like, well, he doesn't like to have things in the house, so I guess we'll just send him a bunch of cosmetics.
Does that sound better, guys? I've just changed a couple of settings. Is that better?
Oh yeah, we can hear you clearly now.
No, I've just brought it up closer to my face, so yeah, that's all good.
Alright. Is there a particular stage you want, Kiwi?
Sorry, I'm just eating a sandwich a second. I haven't had my breakfast.
Oh, you're fine.
What's a good one? Electron.
Electron? Alright. That's a good classic. Do I still want to be Spyro?
No, I was waiting for a phone call this morning, and then I got a message from a friend of mine, and he's like, "Oh, I need you to write a speech for, best man speech for my wedding," and it's like 3 days out from his wedding, and I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me this earlier?" So, it's been a stressful morning.
Oh, no worries. I understand. Life happens. The stream almost didn't happen because I don't know what was going on with the PSN.
Oh yeah, so you got that fixed in the end?
I guess it was just a PSN issue.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, because I looked it up and then it said it had like everything was maintenance except for like something about videos.
No,
and then so I went on the computer for a bit, and then I was in a post, hey, that it's delayed, and then I clicked the thing to double check it, and then everything was fixed again.
That's so weird.
So then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna jump off the computer and go back on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that worked. Yeah, because it was just like, you need the PS Plus to play while still having the PS Plus icon. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Because I know when I added you this morning, there was definitely the PS Plus icon on the screen, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I was very
server issue or
confused,
something.
but then I'm like, oh, it's a Sony problem, not a system problem or my internet. Because I'm like, no, I have at least until February's worth, because I had PS Plus, and then I bought it the sale from last year on Black Friday.
Yeah, no, because I bought PS Plus through Days of Play, so I've got that for a year, I believe. And I hope it's transferable to PS5. I haven't bought a PS5, but eventually when I do, I hope it's transferable.
Yeah, because it'll be your account, so
Yeah.
that should all be transferable. And then, if you're gonna get rid of your PS4, just upload all your saves and all your digital games.
I probably won't. I thought about it, but I thought, no, I might keep it, because I do like having all the PlayStations that I've got here, so...
I was good.
I have a original PS2, the big fat one, a PS3, I'm not sure if that's an original, I'm not very up with PS3s, and then an original PS4. The one that sounds like a Boeing 747 when you leave it on too long. Uh-huh. I've never actually owned an Xbox beyond the original one, because I got that from a video game rental place as it was closing down over here, and they were like, oh, we've got this Xbox trying to get rid of, and I was like, well, how much do you want for it? And they told me, we'll take $20 for it, and I was like, alright.
Oh, yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, no, and it came with, what are those big original Xbox controllers called? The Dukes, aren't they? I think. Yeah, there was a Duke with it as well, so I was quite happy with that. Yeah. Because what I got was a Duke, a pair of I think the second edition ones, and then another second edition one, but it was like a translucent green. I don't know if that came with a special version of the console or something. Oh, really? Ah, okay. Right. Yeah. I think that's what it must have been, but I unfortunately that controller was damaged long before I got to it, so... And as I say, the wires just looked like they'd been chewed by some ferocious animal or something. So I was like, no, there's no way I'm fixing that.
No, that's... Okay, let's see what systems do I have right here.
I mean, that's not the systems that I have overall, but, that's all the PlayStation systems, at least. I'm definitely looking at PC, absolutely.
I want to play a lot of those Spyro mods.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, the amateur looks so fantastic. Like, it just looks hilarious. Yeah. I'm not very up with that. I'd probably go with Oculus, because it's probably the one that I've heard of. So...
Yeah, they kicked you off for... No problem, Black. Thanks for joining. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Alright, man, you have a good one. Alright, but thanks for joining anyways, like... Alright, yeah, we should do this more often, but... Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Alright, I'll see you later, man.
Cheers.
Okay, you're still on the screen. It looked like you took off too.
No, I'm still here.
Oh no, it's just because for some reason it zoomed in on Megamix. So it's like, oh,
Yeah,
where did
no,
Kiwi go?
It zoomed in on me as well on my end, and I can just see the end of the Xfinity cart, the exhaust just peering out from the corner.
Alright. Okay, let's do some... Yeah, we'll do engine laps.
Yeah, I'm down for that, yeah.
But yeah, for just PlayStation, I technically have them all. Because I have a Japanese PS1, the slim one.
Oh, yeah.
But the only reason I got that was because I wanted to do, because how they set the Japanese and the PAL versions of CTR were better. Like, improved. Really? Mostly with there's certain improvements, and then Penta Penguin's, like, perfect stats in those versions.
Oh, yeah, and I was going to say, I didn't know if Penta had the perfect stats in Japan. I know he did in the European version.
Yeah, it was only in the North American where he was not perfect. They made him a turn character.
And that was the same one where they actually didn't give him the voice clips either, was it? That was the whole Penguin Yay 1 and everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he does have voice clips, but yeah, like 2 of them are the Penguin Yays.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was funny.
I know in the European one we definitely didn't have the Penguin Yay 1 and that sort of thing, no.
Yeah, no, yeah, because from what I understand, what happened was they thought they added them in before going gold.
Yeah.
And then when I guess they had like the test CD for them, that's when they realized, oh wait, I never fixed that.
I thought it was because that they had shipped that, as I say, the American copies earlier and hadn't fixed it, and then they later fixed it for.
Oh yeah,
Japan
but that was how they
Europe,
realized they didn't fix it because
Oh yeah.
I forgot I forgot who was in charge of that, and then he was playing the copy, and then he goes, "Wait, what?"
I think it was one of the Naughty Dog guys, either Andy Gavin or Jason Rubin, and he was just like, "What is that?"
Yeah, and they were just very confused, and I'm just like,
And it's like they gave us the full stats to make up for it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have
I had a copy of the European version. I don't know if it's the same. I presume the PAL region also includes the like Australian and New Zealand copies. So,
yeah, I think that's all the same in terms of like how they do it by region. Yeah, I think that's the same region.
Oh, okay. Because I know I sold my copy of CTR like many years ago because I was desperately broke at that point. And I've got a copy of it now on digital on my PS3. And I can't remember if Penta says Penguin Yay 1 on it or not. I presume he does. I presume he doesn't because it's.
I would presume it's because it's the same region.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I had bought the Spiral games on PS3 because I didn't.
Yeah.
I forgot what had happened to my original collection.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll just buy it on here. They're like $5 each. I have that.
Yeah.
But then I was bummed out because Spyro 3 is the Black Label version, which doesn't have all the music.
Ah. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, because for some reason in North America, I don't know if it's the same in PAL, but I know in North America they the Black Label has a lot of repeat music because of the timing, because Universal.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and actually play through and see if I can remember.
Yeah, the easiest. I don't know exactly which levels, but I know like the only one that was actually good that they didn't change was Lost Fleet. It had its own original music.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the updated versions and Reignited, they gave it the remix of Sheila's theme for some reason.
Oh, okay. No, as I say, I'll have to look into it, because I didn't actually know that was the thing.
Yeah,
oh my god, I'm so bad at this track.
Oh, you are? No worries.
I'll do it, but I'm really bad at it, so...
I can't keep up the boost here either. Like I can do it for a little bit, but then it's the beginning. I just can't hold a boost in the beginning.
No.
But
I know there's a technique to it, but because it was the last track in the game, I never really felt really bothered to do it because we knew it was sort of ending after this. I mean, we didn't know at the time we were going to get that post Grand Prix update, the one that happened in March. But
yeah.
No, because I'd assumed that Gasmoxia meant it was the end of the game. So
yeah. Well, I followed Beta M, so I kind of knew something was coming, but we didn't really know what.
I mean, I follow Beta M as well, and I covered some of his stuff on my YouTube videos and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I didn't really know for certain that we were actually going to get more content than we did with the Grand Prix. So.
Yeah, honestly, I think the only reason we didn't get nothing for the anniversary was because of the situation we're in.
I would have thought so, but as I say, I've heard so many people they've come to me and said no, it wasn't because of the situation. They claim to have insider knowledge, but I don't know how reliable that insider knowledge is.
Oh yeah.
And they've said to me, no, it's not because of the global situation. They always intended for it to be done after March. And I was like, well, if that's the case, why were we not informed
clearly
in March or April?
Yeah, the way how long they took.
Understand.
That's why it doesn't make sense in that part. Because yeah, they would have said something sooner.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't get it at all why it would have been left that long. But no, I think 2 or 3 people said they've got insider knowledge, and yeah, that's how they knew. And I was like, okay. Like I'm not going to question them if they say they have it. I mean, because I've got no way to disprove them, and they've got no way to essentially prove to me either.
Yeah.
It's essentially a standoff. But yeah. Oh, never mind. I'll just run around it.
Yeah, and the only reason, because I'm like, most of the Activision games, they at least go a year.
Yes, and that's what I anticipated with this.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe they stopped the Grand Prix. I mean, I feel like the Grand Prix was always planned to be that was the last one because the way it happened.
Oh yeah, no, so
but I'm like, oh, maybe they were gonna do like every 3 months they were gonna do a new update until the end of the year at least. Or at least the final update for the celebration.
Yeah. No, I was always under the impression that the game was going to maybe go 6 months. I never anticipated 8. Because I know, I think with Call of Duty, aren't some of the life cycles of Call of Duty get like a DLC? Is it like once every month for like 6 months? I'm not very up with Call of Duty at the moment.
I'm not sure. I've never been a Call of Duty person, so I don't know how their life cycles work.
That's all good.
Like I know technically Blizzard's in charge of Overwatch, but a lot of people were basing off of that.
Again, as I say, I've not played Overwatch, so I don't really know on that.
Yeah, I don't play it either, but like my friends used to play it, and like they're like, oh yeah, like, because I don't know if they do it every month, but I know that they have like at least like certain reoccurring seasons.
Oh, okay.
Like Halloween, like I don't know if it's every Halloween or like almost every Halloween.
Yeah.
They do like, oh, here's here's some more Halloween skins, for example.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I had figured that, like, just based on everything, I was like, oh, okay, we're not gonna get like the full. Like it wasn't gonna be every month like how it had been, because that's that was just gonna be absurd at that point. Consider they stopped the Grand Prix. If they were going to do a whole year consistent, they would have did the Grand Prix a whole year consistent.
Yeah, no, and that's what I thought. When we got to the post-launch update in March, I thought it was just going to go up to 10. So, in other words, have the 8 Grand Prix, have the first post-launch, and then have a second post-launch.
Yeah.
But, of course, we only ended up getting the one post-launch.
Yeah.
The post-Grand Prix, not post-launch, post-launch. But yeah, so I mean that's why a lot of people, some people have pointed out to me, they're like, oh, well, you were holding on for another post Grand Prix update, and then
But no, I remember a video that you said you don't.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 months ago. You had said I don't think we're gonna get any more updates.
No, and that was the thing because I'd said, I think it was in another video prior to that I said that I thought we would. And then about 2 months ago, I said no. I said I don't think it's happening. And I saw a lot of people
point to your old video.
Come into the old video, but also on like the Beanox social media and talking about, update this game, please, or there's still people doing it now on Twitter, and I'm just like, how are you? No offense, but how are you this inept that you can't understand that the game's done with? They've told us that the game's finished.
Yeah,
they're
like
not going to do any more updates.
Yeah, because I there was some people even after they announced it, they're like, "Oh, we're still gonna do they're gonna surprise us with a Crash 4 tie-in update," and I'm like, why would they say no more updates in the month before the game's coming out? Then they would have just not said nothing, let the update happen, and then say this is the final update.
I was holding out for a Crash 4 tie-in when the announcement trailer was dropped for Crash 4, because at that time we didn't know that CTR was done.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool, because then we could have got, I don't know about Crash, but like we could have got Coco based off of that version.
Yeah.
And we could have got one based off of Tana.
Yeah, because we also had the, what's that futuristic city environment? There's like neon signs, it's like Snack World or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of those neon signs says CTR, so I was like, oh, hello, are we getting something more? And I was like, probably not, but, here's a funny little reference.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were taking to my comments, and a lot of people were taking to, like, I know people were on Reddit and that sort of thing, being like, but it means that there's going to be something else. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Nothing's coming. It's done. Like, this is before the announcement, but I was very certain by June when they announced Crash 4, I was like, no, they're done. They can't be doing anything else on this because it doesn't make sense. And then, of course, they say, oh, Beanox has been working with us on the inverted mode. And I was like, no, that's proof enough to me that they had finished.
As soon as I heard that, I was more inclined, but I was still like, well, they still haven't said nothing. Why would they leave us hanging? And
I agree. Like, I was also like in two mindsets. I was like, no, the game's done, but surely they won't leave us hanging. But I was like, well, no, if they're working with them, and I think it was Abdul from the Crash group. I think he pointed out to me then later on. He's like, oh, well, only a handful were working on it. I was like, oh, well, maybe there's a hope. I don't know. And then we got that announcement. I was like, no, that pretty much seals the deal right there.
Yeah, because I was like, because what I thought afterwards when we didn't get nothing for April and May, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to do the 1 year anniversary update, and that's going to be with Willy Wumpa Cheeks and like maybe like 2 other most requested characters.
I think most people were holding out for Ripto and somebody else. I don't know.
Else. And then that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm like, oh, in September they're going to do, to celebrate Spyro, not like a whole stage, but they're gonna do like the Spyro characters, Ripto, Sorceress, whoever, and then that would be like the last of the characters, and then at the end of the year just do a final update where it's just like, here's online improvements, and whoever didn't get skins now has skins.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's what I was holding out for, because I thought we'd get skins for characters like Pasadena, Von Clutch, whoever else, Yaya, Rillaroo, basically anybody else who was missing a legendary skin. I thought they would get one, but of course they didn't.
Which really bummed me out.
Actually, Hunter didn't get a legendary skin, did he? I just realised that. No.
Basically, after.
No, he did it nasty. I'm sorry, I just noticed suddenly realised. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, after everything's said and done, I think it was. The support characters from Spyro onward didn't get skins.
Yeah. Actually, no, because Brio got a skin.
Oh yeah, Brio did. But majority of them didn't get skins after the Spyro, like from the Spyro onward. Yeah. The Spyro to the winter, but like, because the babies eventually got their skin.
The babies got their skins.
Brio got his
skin. Kong got one. Well, Kong got a lot of them.
Kong got 2, and then the recolors. I think that's what
two
happened.
of the recolors. Yeah, and then Hasty got one as well.
Yeah, because he was like the
surprised
main Grand Prix characters all got one when they came out, but like the side characters didn't really get, except for Brio and King Chicken.
No. So
unless you want to count.
Got one.
Yeah, King Chicken got that space one.
Yeah, the one with the helmet. Yeah,
which had the same animation. That kind of got me annoyed.
Yeah, no, I was a little bit disappointed by that. I thought we were going to get like some sort of weird alien chicken or something, but no.
And then like, no, he just pecks the glass like he does not even in space.
Yeah, no, it was so disappointing to me. I honestly thought we were going to get something a bit more than that, but no.
And then yeah, no one else that wasn't a main focus character got any skins after that, unless you want to count the Rustland recolors for Chicken Stew, but I don't count those.
Not really. I don't really count them. As
I don't either, because they're just
so.
Yeah.
They're a weird exception though, because it's like they're the only ones who got a recolor as part of a Grand Prix, and I thought it was just really bizarre.
And then I wonder if they couldn't think of anything for the Iron Checkpoint crate, so they just added the purple crate just to like make it seem like it had a skin.
Yeah, no, I think with the checkpoint crate, I think there was only so much they could do. It was a sort of, meme character that people could appreciate, but then it's like, well, how do you do a legendary skin for this? You really can't. It's just recolors as such. So, I mean,
I had two ideas.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I mean, it would have to be modified, but I was like, how like in the Spiral Circuit they have like the question block type gem chests.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like kind of like that, like a modified gem chest that
that
would be like that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I was thinking of was the slot crate. Because in a set, the crate that like spins around and it keeps changing to different crates.
Oh yeah.
Because in that sense, you can have a different animation without it actually being a different model.
Yeah.
Because it would just spin and just turn to the recolors and then go back to being like the blank crate.
Now that would have been really clever, but yeah, as I say, I don't know if they really just didn't think about it, to be honest. But
yeah, that's why I do feel like some of it was not planned and some of it was planned.
Yeah, no, as I say, I definitely feel like the Iron Checkpoint was something that they definitely had ideas for, but it was just time constraints, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because like. I saw a Canadian guy A's video when he had talked about the ending.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about like he's explaining like the business standpoint.
Yeah,
but
and that's what a lot of people didn't understand. They were like, well, why not keep the game going? And a lot of fans, as I say, don't understand the business aspect.
Yeah, which like I said, some of what he said did make sense, and I do get. But some of it was like when he was saying about the planning. I'm like, well, no, they did plan some things because, like, for example, King Chicken was hinted from like the launch of the game because his door had always been there.
Oh yeah, no, I think all of this content was planned. I mean, I certainly think because there was the data mines which showed we had who was it? Ripto, Sorceress, and Willy Wonder Cheeks. I think they were planned from the beginning, but I do think they were, maybe cut at a later point or something for one reason or another.
Yeah. And that's why, to me, that's why I think the situation we're in kind of makes sense of why they didn't finish.
Yeah.
Because it's harder, I mean, even though they're still doing a good job, but it's harder to work from home when you have to also work on a bunch of other projects.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and that's the part, like, no one ever talks about when they talk about, like, why they feel it ended. And I'm like, that's weird that no one talks about that they're mostly a support team and this was their first major project, and that, maybe had things been smoothed out, we might have at least got support for the year.
I had an interesting screenshot that was sent to me one day.
Huh.
Oh, just narrowly.
I feel like a second.
Oh, that's alright. No, I had a screenshot that was sent to me one day, and it was... oh, God. It was somebody who had apparently been on one of the Discord servers, and they'd said, oh, no, the game's... This was, like, way back in... I think it was in April. And they said, no, the game is done. The pandemic has nothing to do with it. But the game is finished. It was always intended to only go up to March. And we are only a B team. Most of us will lose our jobs, and some of us will be sent then to work on Call of Duty. And it was like, oh well, no, because I found it a bit contradictory, because most of them said most of us will be fired and will have to reapply, or well, not fired but let go, and then most of us will be sent to Call of Duty. And I'm like, well, which is it? Are you being mostly sent, to Call of Duty, or are you mostly being let go?
Yeah, because I had seen someone mention that they go, oh,
Yeah.
but they were talking about like Spider-Man 2 and all. I'm like, no, they're still around. They've just been support ever since Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As I say, they're a support team at this point, because they are underneath the the Activision umbrella.
Yeah, and that's how I was like. That's why when a lot of people were saying like, oh, Beanox and all, and I was like, oh, they made old Spider-Man games. Like that's like a lot of people were saying like old Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. They got the chance to shine.
Yeah, no, I fully was very happy to see that Beanox were taking it on. I've seen a couple of things over the years, mostly movie tie-in games they've done, and I was actually decently impressed with what work they actually had done.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, well, I'm sure they can handle this, surely. And for the most part, they've done a brilliant job. There's a couple of minor, issues that I would say were detrimental to the game. So really, we're talking, really just the whole lack of transparency towards the end, and then
Which was weird because they were so transparent throughout.
Yeah,
And that's.
I don't.
And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, see, we're going to still have more content, because they were transparent with everything else, and then they just weren't all of a sudden.
See, my theory was that they were still working on stuff to give us, but Activision decided that this was not really making much more money for them, so they were just like, well, that'll do, nobody else is really buying the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the time of the launch, it was what, June last year.
Yeah, and
then,
like the very end, like kind of like Insane Trilogy, like at the end of June.
Yeah, right at the end of June, they had this track and this Grand Prix at Christmas, which gave us, I think, one of the biggest content drops we ever had, if I'm not mistaken. And then
since the beginning.
Yeah, since the beginning, and then we had. Oh, crikey. We had the last Grand Prix was in February. So really, it's like, you've got all these people who probably be buying their kids, the game for Christmas. They potentially might, the kids might have money left over from Christmas or something to buy the game in January or February. And Activision were thinking, well, maybe we can make some money off of that and go from there. But come March, April, they're like, well, no, the holiday money is probably all gone at this point, so it's probably time to pack it in. We're not really making much new content for them.
I think another part, and it's the part people don't like, but at the same time, if you think about it, that would have helped tremendously, was the microtransactions.
I'm not sure about microtransactions, whether they were the issue. I certainly think, I did think about this the other day actually, is maybe because they were implemented and people didn't like them, that's a surefire thing. But in terms of maybe Activision was like, well, we're not getting enough money out of the microtransactions, so maybe it's just not worth it. So maybe
that's what I'm thinking, because a lot of fans were vocal that they didn't have to do the microtransactions to buy everything. So,
I mean, yeah, you really didn't need the microtransactions to buy everything. I mean, I personally never bought the coins. My partner did, because she wanted to have I think it was all the items in one of the particular Grand Prix. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think it was this Christmas one. And it just so happened that at the time we were actually moving houses anyway. So she was like, "Oh, well, I'll just buy all the stuff at the end of the season."
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to play it. Just because she wanted all that stuff, but she also, because like I said, we were moving at the end of the month of that December, so we were like, okay, we'll just do that. And yeah, no, it was great in that sense. You know, if you couldn't play all the time, if you were unable to get all the stuff at that point, you know, I certainly liked that option. So, you know, there's a negative to the microtransactions, but there's also a positive to it. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think
and
I
that's
had
what
bought, I think I had bought a pack, but not like I want everything now. I just think I forgot what I was doing, and I didn't think I was gonna have the time to continue playing at that point.
Yeah.
So I just bought the pack because I'm like, oh, I only need a little bit of things left for the pit stop. So I got it, and I just bought that. I think it was the Back in Time or the Spyro. I forgot which one it was. But then I ended up having the time to play afterwards, so I'm just like, oh. But you know, that was before they did the
deals, yeah.
Yeah, and all that, so I was like, oh, okay.
No,
I mean, I don't regret it, because, I mean, I didn't know, I can't predict the future, so to me, I was like, oh, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like you said, it is good for that scenario, but, like, basically everything else, I just grinded the game.
Yeah, and that was the thing, you know, like, my partner didn't really... She wasn't like me, where I was going through and buying every single item that came out in the Grand Prix. She just liked to buy stuff on her copy of CTR that she just liked.
Yeah.
And then when the deals came up at the end of the month saying, oh, you know, Grand Prix is over, you know, you could pay X amount of coins. And that's what I mean by what she bought at the end of the month, was just all the stuff that was in the...
the bar?
Yeah, the nitro canister bar, yeah. So, yeah, no, she just... Because I think she was a silver tier at that point when we moved, so... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't have much to pay, but at the same time, you know, you still have to pay, which a lot of people will say, oh, well, paying anything's too much, and it's just like... Yeah, as I said before, there's a good side to it, there's a bad side to it, but either way, it's just part of gaming, you know, as a modern culture now at this point.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that you have to say that, you know, that it's part of modern gaming.
Yeah.
But it's become so ingrained. I mean, it's been around since what, the PlayStation 3 days. I think maybe 2007, 2008 was maybe around the first time that we had microtransactions. I don't know.
I don't know if it was the first wave of those types of games, but it was around that time.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the second wave of games where they're like, wait, people will pay to like get ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
People will actually pay with their actually hard-earned money so that they don't have to play but can get things. Oh, yeah. No, so... I mean, for us, it was just because, as I say, we were moving, and then, of course, you know, it was a lot easier for her than that sense. I mean, that time, I wasn't working around Christmas that last year, so for her, you know, I think she just finished up her job down there, and yeah, we were just about to move, so it was a lot easier for her than me, because I was there all day. You know, I'd do all the housework and then I'd hop on CTR, so I'd have all the, you know, the gold tier stuff pretty relatively quickly. So.
Yeah. I know.
If the Grand Prix were going now, I think there would be a bit of a struggle for me, because I do work again now, and it's just like, oh gosh, I can't imagine doing it again.
Actually, despite popular belief, you didn't have to go on every single day to get everything, in terms of, like, especially if you played online a lot. Because what I ended up doing as later into this life of the game, like, if I had a chance after work, I'd play a little bit, but mostly what I started doing was just online weekends, do the challenges, and then if you got gold and you just kind of did the challenges on the weekends, you were kind of guaranteed top 5.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is I just used to get up to gold and then try and stay in the top 5%, whatever it was at the time.
Yeah, because like for the first few up until Nina's Nightmare, I didn't realize that. So even for a little bit, I made myself do the challenges, like the daily challenges all the time. And then I like was looking at the ratings, and I'm like, well, I'm right here, and I've been like right here for like a few weeks doing that. But you notice like it wasn't changing that much from like below. So then you came the Neon Circus. I'm like, let me try it this way. So like the first week, obviously, I just kept playing until I got gold. But then after that, I'm like, well, I want to play other things, so let's see what happens with this, and then I'll just do this on weekends.
Yeah.
And then it worked.
I know I certainly had patches of burnout during the game's life cycle because I was playing it so much.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I'd stopped playing it for maybe, like, I don't know, 1 maybe to 3 weeks at a time. And that's why I'd have to then, really sit down and be like, right, I need to get into gold tier because I wanted to get all the champion decals and everything. So
yeah, that's once I figured that out, then it was not such a bad burnout.
No.
Because I'm like, well, I want to, like, regardless, I still wanted to play the Halloween one all the time because I like that season.
I think that was one of my favourite seasons as well. The Spooky Grand Prix, I did like that.
Yeah, because like I like the Halloween season in general, so I was like, oh, I still want to play this one like fully. Like,
I'm trying to think which probably would have been my least favourite season. I would probably say it was honestly the Spyro one. I know I was feeling a lot of I know it was a lot of burnout that I was feeling around the Spyro season, so I'd probably said that was probably my least favourite.
Spyro was just hard for me because it was like, well, I'm sure this was for a lot of people. You were expecting one thing, and then like the whole balancing with that was just so weird of representation.
Yeah,
and the skins weren't even like actually Spyro skins.
No, it was such a bizarre, It
was just like,
season.
it was like Spyro. Let's just put fantasy items.
Check your meters.
No, I mean, like, I got some of the items, I understood what they were for, but it was like, we got skins for Coco and Crunch and the gold and silver tiers, and I was like, well, why on earth are we giving skins to them that are from Mind Over Mutant, a game that's got absolutely sweet nothing to do with Spyro? Yeah.
Yeah, I would have more understood if we got like the outfit she wears from like Nitro Car and the Game Boy games.
Yeah.
Like if that was Coco's skin, I would have understood it because at least Spiral Purple. She wore that in Spiral Purple, so it's a loose connection, but at least it's still a connection.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm on board with that. But no,
and then like
the fact that it was just skins from Mind Over Mutant and were just slapped in there, like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Because like there's 3 skins. If you squint your eyes, you're like, you can kind of say they're Spyro.
Which ones are we talking?
The Orc and the Goblin skins, it's like, I mean, obviously they're more based off World of Warcraft, but like it's like one of those like, well, if you squint your eyes, you can say they're the Norks. And then like, the Wizard Joe one, it's like, well, if it was blue, it'd be like the other wizards in the Spyro games.
I mean, I think they're about the closest you're going to get to actual Spyro skins. I mean, the only actual one that was a proper Spyro skin was the Devil Dog Zap.
Yeah. Actually, it's not a skin per se, but it's a small reference if you know your Spyro history.
Yeah.
The Viking Polar.
Oh yeah.
Because I assume it's a reference to the ferryman that was supposed to be the balloonist originally.
Oh, could be.
Because I don't see why else that would be there. Okay, so that has less to do with any of those.
I thought it was just a reference to the Vikings that were in, I think, in Spyro 2 they were the Vikings?
Were they?
I think there's some Vikings either in Spyro 2 or Spyro 3.
It was one, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're spiking enemies, but they look completely different from that.
Yeah.
So I was
sort of
thinking, and then
referenced
since
that.
everything's Spiral 1 mostly, so I had figured, oh, maybe it's that reference to the Viking ferryman.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that makes more sense because it works more like that. There's a few, you know, changes, but like, if you look at it generally, it's like, oh, I can see that being that's like referencing him.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
But yeah, the rest of the skins were like pretty weird though. Like, how did we not get Sergeant Penta?
Yeah, no, that's something that I thought about. It's like, why have we not got Sergeant Penta? I just thought that was really bizarre.
I thought it was bizarre that clearly fake leak was, in the sense of skins, had more interesting skins.
Yeah.
Because it had like a Laura Coco and I forgot who else, and I'm just like, oh. I'm like, I know it's fake, but that'd be funny if that ended up being like the real thing. But oh well.
Yeah.
It is what it
No,
is.
as I say, I would say that yeah, that Spyro Grand Prix was just, to me, the weakest of the Grand Prix personally. I meant to do a video like ranking them, but everybody else seemed to jump on the boat, and I was like, well, I'm a bit late for it, so no, I'll probably leave. I might go back and do it one day. I don't know.
Should do it
yeah,
for.
no.
You should do it for the launch of Crash 4. Go like, everyone's talking about Crash 4, so I'm gonna talk about this.
Yeah, completely the opposite thing. Yeah. No, I'll probably do it at some stage. I've got other stuff that I'm also working on. But
Oh no, it was just like a.
yeah, no. It's definitely something that I did write for, but I was just like, oh, I just had never filmed it, so you know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll do it. But no, in terms of, yeah, no, I'd say that was my least favourite. Either that or Gazmoxia, to be honest. I felt like Gazmoxia was kind of empty, to be honest.
For me, in hindsight, my to me the one that's the weakest was actually the first one. And
See,
that's
I
because
liked the first one. Yeah.
and in the beginning I did like it, but the reason why I say in hindsight I don't think it was the greatest was because it kind of set up weird expectations that didn't really go through after the other Grand Prix until later.
Yeah, no, I mean,
'Cause-
I certainly wouldn't put it at number one or anything, but, you know...
'Cause
I'd put it about halfway.
Like, even though they were like kind of the same model, but like you gave that people the expectation, oh, we're gonna be getting like 5 characters. And then like the characters all got skins, even though it was the same skin, but still like, oh, okay, you know, all your new characters got skins, so then everyone should be getting skins, and then
Yeah.
the next
I
Grand
mean, we
Prix
got
that
to-
like was disproven right away, and it's like, well, what happened?
Yeah, because I remember, you know, reading the data mines and being like, oh, we're going to get Baby Cortex and Baby Entropy, that would be cool. And then, of course, it was like, well, where are they? So,
And then-
no, I admit I was disappointed about that.
Yeah, and then me and these few other people in one of the Spyro groups, we had a theory.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, what if they're like, for the Spyro Grand Prix, and the reason why it's like so weird was like, because halfway through they were gonna do like a special event type thing,
Yeah.
where it's only one bar, but it's like Ripto's Grand Prix, and it's like special Ripto challenges, and then you do those, and you get Ripto and other items.
I mean, that could have been cool, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, give me one minute. What happened?
Yeah, no.
What happened?
Because I know there was a lot of people who were upset about
No, she's just been
not
right here.
getting Ripto.
Who, Coco? No, she's just been right here. I'll be finished soon, Mom. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was just like a lot of weird decisions. But I mean, it's a good game still.
Sorry, you've gone really echoey now all of a sudden.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me better?
Hang on, try that again.
Alright. Do I still sound echoey?
A little bit, but I can hear you a bit better than I could hear you before.
Okay. This thing's a little weird, my headset.
Oh, that's better. There we go. I can
Oh,
hear you
okay.
better now.
Yeah, it's just lower then.
Yeah, no, Spyro 1 was a weird one. This one did set up too many expectations for what was to come, though. But like I said, it's not my least favourite, but I would say it's definitely not favourite. It's about midway.
But if I want to give something for content-wise, I would probably say Back in Time because it didn't have no special wheels. No special paints.
Yeah, Back in Time.
It felt kind of rushed compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Like a little hard work.
No, I would probably say Back in Time. Back in Time was okay. It wasn't the greatest again, but it wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
I would say probably either. Sorry, I've got a cat trying to nudge my microphone off. I've got either the Spooky or the Winter Grand Prix is probably one of my favourites. I would say.
Yeah. For me, it's Spooky, Rustland, and Winter are my top 3.
I'd say Spooky, Rustland, and Winter as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I did enjoy Rustland, even though it was only the one character, but it still felt, I don't know, it felt fleshed out, enough. But like, I thought the whole thing was, oh, we're only going to get one character because it's Megamix and no other characters would really fit with this. And it was like, oh, okay. And then we got to Gazmoxia, and then it was also one character, and I started to feel, yeah, this is getting towards the end now, isn't it? It's a bit empty, and I was like, that's why I didn't really feel Gazmoxia as much as...
Actually, people were saying, like, for Megamix, they were like, oh, what if we got, like... Because, End of the World. They're like, Willy Wonka Cheeks looks like an abomination, and then the evil twins, because, their dimension's, like, apocalyptic in a sense.
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, oh, that would be cool.
Holding out for them.
Yeah, I was kind of sad they never made it because they didn't even get their chance back in CTTR.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, because with the twins, I mean, to be fair, there's no actual proper Twinsanity representation in this game at all.
Yeah.
Because, Nina, a lot of people get this confused, being like, oh, well, actually, Nina actually debuted in purple.
Yeah.
And it's just because they seem to forget that she didn't debut in Twinsanity, and it's just like, oh no, she's Twinsanity, and I was like, well, yeah, she's in it, but no, she didn't debut there. She debuted in purple. So there's no actual proper representation for Twinsanity as such. And of course, the only other game that's like that is Boom Bang.
Yeah, we didn't get nothing for Boom Bang either. Which is, I mean, that kind of bummed me out too.
Yeah, because I was honestly thinking, oh, go on, show something from the worst, well, one of the worst Crash games in the series in there, go on. But they didn't.
I mean,
like, oh.
The only good thing was Viscount, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Viscount was brilliant, and I do have a soft spot for him as a character. Like, a lot of people say to me, well, how can you like this character? He's so... There's nothing to him, he's not fleshed out or anything. It's just like, well, I don't know, maybe it's because I played the game and I just felt an affinity for him, just being like, oh, he's not a bad character, I wouldn't mind seeing him return.
Yeah, because he kind of, to me, seemed like a more gentleman version of Pinstripe.
Yeah, I always viewed him as this very, aristocratic, upper class sort of villain, and
I felt like his victory would have like kind of emphasized that, like kind of him like his nose up in the air and just with the wine or something, or like Wumpa juice, and just kind of like mix it in and just be like, like get out of here.
But no, yeah, no, that could have been really cool, but no, as I say, unfortunately not. And then of course, I mean, we didn't really get proper representation for Titans or Mutant, really. I mean, we got skins for Mutants. Did we get anything for Titans? I don't remember.
Well, no, but you can kind of... Most people are going to class them like two of the same, so... Even though technically, yeah, you're right, but they're still going to be like, well, it's from the Titans era, so it counts.
I mean, I suppose a lot of people be like, well, yeah, because they're from the worst games in the series at that point, so, they weren't really including that stuff. But then, they didn't include stuff from Twinsanity, which to a lot of people, Twinsanity is the greatest Crash game out there.
I
mean, not necessarily it's the greatest. I love some aspects of it, but there are some aspects where really just think it could have been done better. Like, I certainly think it needs more polish, but you know, they didn't have the time for it. So,
well, I was thinking about like where could they go from here, from Crash 4, and if you think about it, the original names of Raptor Cortex and Insanity kind of fit with like the vibe of what this game is going for. Evolution and worlds.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. You know, I certainly think that, you know, this game could potentially, maybe, I don't know, loop back to its house or something. I don't know. Like, it's very weird because now essentially you have a split in the timeline.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, or are we to act? Because, you know, Activision and Toys and Bob, you know, they did an interview with the Canadian guy, and they said, well, we don't want fans to be thinking we've retconned everything. But then a lot of people still think that, you know, they're still under the impression, no, Toys and Bob is retconning, and I'm like, well, no, they're not retconning. They're cherry picking the best elements that fit their narrative.
Yeah, because
so, yeah.
But I also think another issue is that because a lot of people, well, a lot of vocal people don't like Canadian guy. So he can tell you the truth, but because they don't want to listen to him, they'll just ignore it.
I mean,
because I just see a lot of people complain about him.
Yeah, I mean, I do know there's a lot of complaints out there, and I mean, with Canadian guy, it's hard to decipher, you know, sometimes, you know, what he's saying is whether or not if it's, you know, conjecture, just speculation, or if it's actual fact, unless he's got some, you know, like with the interview he did for Crash 4, you know, you clearly know it's fact because he spoke to whatever the guy's name was, Yan. So that's by the by, you know, I fully understand that as fact, but it's, you know, a lot of people, you know, I do know a lot of people out there will say, oh, well, some of the stuff he comes out with isn't fact, you know, and it's fair point. It is
That's fair point, but
speculation.
Most, I know there is, this is where he does it, but most of the time he'll say, this is a speculation, or this is my theory. He might not say it right away, but he'll say it, and then people will still run with fact. And it's like, he said it, though. Like, did you watch the video, or did you just decide you didn't want to hear the whole thing and say it was this?
I think people just have selective hearing.
Yeah.
But no, it's just like, he does, you know, I will give him props. He does say in his videos, you know, this is only speculation. And I mean, when I've done videos that are also speculation, a lot of people have said to me, oh yeah, no, you're just speculating. And a lot of people get that, and I'm really appreciative of that. And then I still get the odd one or two people who are like, oh, so you really think this is happening? And I'm like, well, no, this is what I think could happen.
Yeah.
But they take it as gospel. I mean, there's a guy in the CTR group on Facebook, and he comes out with some interesting stuff. Like, he talks about, I'm trying to remember his name, but I've forgotten his name. But he comes out with the most interesting things, saying like, oh, well, Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled's going to have a remaster, or not remaster, a port on PS5 next year. It's going to be called Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled Drift or something. And then when people were talking about the voice actors of Crash 4, he was saying that Cassandra Lee Morris, the voice of Allura, was going to be the voice of Coco. And I'm like, do you have, you know, authentic proof of that? And he's just like, no, I just, you know, that's, I know it's her. And I'm like, yeah, but do you though? Because a lot of people now have come out and said about the Coco voice that it sounds like someone called Eden Regal, I think the name is. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know one way or the other, and then someone was trying to prove to me, which I didn't, like I said, I didn't know one way or the other. I'm just was going off what others were saying. And then he was trying to, like, tell me how he knows it's not her, and I'm like, and he goes, like, listen to the voices and all, it's not the same, and I'm like, yeah, but that could just be a direction.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, for example, Lex Lang, he does Cortex.
Oh, yeah.
But he also did, I don't know if you ever seen the original Digimon?
No, I didn't, no.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a character in there named War Greymon, and if you listen to the voices, you would not think it's Lex Lang.
No, and that's the thing. A voice actor can do one role and then sound completely different. You know, it's
Yeah, because like
they're not always using their real voice. So
yeah, because like Cortex, you know, he has this distinct sound, you know, kind of like a kind of sound, and then War Greymon, he's like kind of like tough. I don't know how to say it, like because he's like a dragon warrior, so like he kind of sounds like something like that.
yeah, 'cause
So
I
he has like a
know-
more gruff, tough voice, and it's like, yeah, like I never knew that was Lexline growing up.
I know growing up, one of my favourite voice actors, I don't know if you know him, was Mike Pollock.
Mike Pollock.
He voices Dr. Eggman in the Sonic games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so growing up, like I'd heard his voice on other things. I'd watched Pokemon as a kid, and he was like the narrator of the Pokemon anime. And I recognised his voice growing up, and I was thinking, oh yeah, no, that's Mike Pollock. And then of course, when I watched like Sonic X when that was around, and then when I played the Sonic games, the 3D stuff, he was voicing Eggman in that as well. And I'm thinking, God, they you know, they don't sound anything alike, Pollock and Eggman. Like you can he can put the voice on almost instantaneously, but it's not his real voice, and that's
Yeah.
what, you know. As I say, he's got a bit of a thing with his fans where I don't want to say he gets annoyed with his fans, but a lot of people seem to be just like, oh yeah, you're just Dr. Eggman, you know, and don't seem to be really interested in his other work, which is sort of disappointing a little bit. But yeah,
That's
no,
just a point, but it's one of those things.
yeah, it's one of those things. But with voice acting, yeah, it's really easy to say it's one person, but it could be completely the other person.
Yeah, because
Like,
like
a lot of people were saying about Crash that they were saying, oh, it's not Jess Harnell anymore. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that's still Jess Harnell.
yeah,
Like,
because
I've listened to the voice
Abdul had made a point about that.
Yeah.
Because I was watching his Among Us stream with the other Crash YouTubers,
Yeah.
and they were talking about that. He was talking about that in the chat, and he goes, if that's, I think it was Abdul, if not it was somebody else, but he goes, if that's not Jess Harnell, and Activision didn't want to pay Jess Harnell like the amount of money, he goes, they still wasted their money though, because it just sounds like Jess Harnell.
Yeah. And as I say, I'm pretty sure it's still just Jess Harnell. If it's not, it's someone who's just literally just doing an impersonation of Jess Harnell rather than actually putting their own spin on the character, which would be incredibly disappointing.
But I think what it is just because how he sounds in the game versus the cutscenes.
I mean, yeah, no, I certainly think so as well.
But it's like, yeah, but that could just be him doing a different take between then and there.
I mean, a lot of people are also, you know, basing this on the fact that, you know, he's been voicing Crash for so long now. You know, his voice is going to change a little bit depending on the direction of what the, you know, the game director wants to go. The sound director is like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, we need you to sound like this or sound like that, and it's not going to sound
One-to-one all the time.
Yeah, it's not going to sound one-to-one, because what was the first game he worked on? Was it Tag Team or was it Insanity?
I think it was tag team. I don't think he made any sounds in Twinsanity.
No, I don't think he did either. I wasn't sure. But yeah, no, you know, you listen to him in Tag Team, and then you listen to him in, you know, like, oh god, Mind Over Mutants and Titans, and then you listen to him in Insane Trilogy. They don't sound exactly one for one.
Yeah.
There are elements, like you can tell that Jess Harnell's voice has changed because, you know, it's a progression of time. The man has aged, you know, so it's natural that his voice will.
But
you know,
I think
only
part of it
change.
has to do with unrealistic expectations. Because, like, when he does, is it Wacko he does?
Yes, he does do Wacko, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can still tell the difference, but it's not as noticeable.
No.
So when the average person listens to it, they're like, oh, he just sounds exactly like the 90s. It's like, but not really.
I mean, admittedly, because they're doing a Animaniacs revival, and I saw the trailer for it, and I thought, actually, he still does sound one for one like Wacko. So
Yeah, but that might have been post, but like, because I've also seen like videos where he does his voice work for it, like, you know.
yeah,
And you could tell it's him. Like if you didn't see him there and you know you just heard it, you can say, oh yeah, that's Wacko. But you can kind of hear like you said, the age of his voice.
Yeah.
So it's like not one for one, but it's very close. And that's what I think it is.
I know with the other voice actors that they have on the show. So I'm trying to think. They've got Rob Paulson and Maurice LaMarche. Those two definitely, you can hear the age in their voice. It's definitely not the same as it was in the 90s. But yeah.
But I like how, even though it's not the same, but like LaMarche, just because he did a good job as Brio.
Yeah, no, I actually really liked LaMarche's Brio. I thought he was brilliant.
Like, just because he did a good job with Brio, so it kind of tricks you to thinking, oh, he sounds exactly like when he was Brain. But then you actually listen to it and you're like, oh, no, he doesn't. He sounds very similar, but no, he sounds way different. Because I had seen some after, like, you know, when it was announced, like when they did the voice clip for the first song. I mean, the intro for the first grade.
Yeah.
And I checked it, I'm like, oh, no, he does sound different. Like, not too different, but, like, you can tell age caught up with him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as I say, I was, you know, it's definitely still a good Brio. I mean, you know, even actually, to be honest, I will say this: Tom Kenny's Brio, the one for Nitro-Fueled, I didn't mind that. You know, a lot of people were calling out and saying, no, it's too different.
I actually didn't realize until after playing him that it wasn't LaMarche at first. I thought, oh, you know, his voice was changing more. Because, you know, it had been a little gap between Twin Insane and this. So I just like, oh, you know, his age caught up to him a little more.
Yeah, because it was a couple of years. But, I mean, I listened to the trailer, you know, when they reveal the characters that were in the Grand Prix, and I thought, yeah, no, that sounds like Maurice LaMarche. And then when I was hearing the clips in-game, I was like, no, that's not Maurice LaMarche. And I was just like, oh, well, I looked it up, and it's like, no, it's Tom Kenny. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I mean, if for whatever reason they can't get LaMarche back, I wouldn't mind Tom Kenny taking the role.
I think it was more... I don't think it was more because they couldn't get him. I think it was more for budgetary reasons that they just got multiple voice actors to do, like, you know...
Oh, yeah, no, I get that. But that's what I'm saying. But, like, if for some reason... Because I know, like, obviously he's working on Animaniacs now.
Yeah.
So I know it might be a little bit harder.
I mean, I certainly hope he can still do it. I mean, because there's... You know, I've heard things to suggest that he might be in Crash 4. So... Yeah. I'd like to hope it was LaMarche. If it's not, Tom Kenny would be a welcome substitute to me.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because I'm like, if well, no, because you really can't compare the two. Because I mean, Jess does voices, but it's not really like lines.
No.
So you can't really compare the two. Like Jess can literally come in a day and do it all his work if like they know what they want to do with him right away.
Yeah. Well, as I said, with Jess, you know, he can do lines, of course, but. You know, with Crash, it's so much more just noises and babbling. So
yeah. So depending on if they know what they want him to do, he can probably finish his work in one day.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. Was there any track you want to do? Because it's probably going to be the last track.
Last track. What's a good one to finish up on? What's one we haven't done? Actually, I tell you what. Let's do prehistoric.
Prehistoric, all right.
Prehistoric. Yeah, you haven't done that. Because as I say, barring Nina's Nightmare, I'd say this is probably my favourite track from the Grand Prix. Although I did actually quite like what was the other one? Koala Carnival, to be honest. But a lot of people did not like that in memory.
I like it now. I didn't like it in the beginning because I always used to get stuck on that, you know, before they fixed the jump collisions.
Yes, yeah.
And then I was a little disappointed with how short it was, but then over time I'm like, it's not too bad.
I think the large amount of dislike for it comes from the competitive players who don't like the fact that it's basically just a giant oval.
Yeah.
Whereas I didn't mind it. I quite like the design of it. I quite like the, you know, how vibrant it was. So yeah.
It's actually not a bad design. It's just different.
Yeah. No, I don't think there was any track in crash that was ever badly designed in this whole game. Like, I can't think of one that's either so badly designed that I don't like it, or just so boring that I don't remember it. So
No, yeah, that would just be. Well, for me, that would just be majority of the CTTR tracks, but that's a completely different style. So you can't really knock them for that because it's a different style.
Yeah, no, I remember some of them, but I don't remember all of them. Like, I remember, oh god, we had Pirates of the Carburettor,
yeah, that was
Turbo, and then there was a deep sea driving on that one as well. I'm trying to remember what the other ones were. I remember Evilocity.
Yeah, that's the one I remember because of the aesthetic. I like that type of design.
And then Rings of Saturn. Oh no, Rings of Uranus. That's
because that's what that whole. No one can forget that. That's just what that whole thing was.
Yeah, but no, as I say, beyond that, I don't really remember. There was all those ones in the Egyptian area.
Only one I remember was Crash Test Dummies, just because. Crash Test Mummies, I mean, because that pun.
Yeah, no, I don't even really remember that. I've really got to go back and replay CCTR. I've got to buy a copy and replay it, because I liked it as a kid, and then I'm probably going to turn around as an adult and realise I absolutely hate this game.
I played it a few years back, and it's whatever.
Yeah. Because I watched some of Abdul's stream for it, and it was quite good, as I say, because I watched the large majority of his Crash streams that he was doing up to Crash 4. As I say, there was a couple I missed because I was either having to work the following day or just was absolutely shattered. So
yeah.
No, I really wish I'd seen that Among Us stream, because I can't play Among Us because for some reason my internet is so weird and won't let me play it. I don't know why, but it's just I can't play it. But I thought, no, that sounds really cool. You've got all these big names in here, so that looked really cool. But no, I was having to work on that day, unfortunately. So I was like, no, I can't watch it.
Because of the nature of the game, I mean, it was good when they were arguing and stuff and blaming who. But overall, it was kind of a different stream because you're kind of having to be quiet.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, he was talking to the chat and muting so he wouldn't talk to them.
Yeah.
When he had to, but at the same time he was also kind of focused. So it was like one of those it's a different kind of stream. So it's like
yeah, no, because there were so many people that were in that stream that I was like, oh, actually, I really like them. I'm like, because who was on there?
The ones I can remember
Neil
off the top of my head was Wumpa Lewis and
Neil
Mr.
was
Bo.
in there. Real Neil.
Oh yeah, he was on there.
Yeah, because I quite like Neil and I quite like Lewis. We had, who else was in there? Hyperion, I think, was in there.
Oh yeah, Hyperion. How did I forget him? The other ones I'm not sure because I didn't really hear about them till that day.
I think Mr. Bo was in there as well, actually.
Yeah, Mr. Bo was there. It was him, Hyperion, and Wumpa Lewis. Those are the ones I recognized.
Yeah, the amount of people on the Twitter that I see, because I had to laugh the other day because a lot of people give Mr. Bo a lot of hate. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, I actually haven't noticed that.
Oh really? I was going to say, because I was reading a tweet someone sent to a Canadian guy the other day, and they were like, "Can you tell Mr. Bo to stop spoiling Crash 4?" I was like, "What?
How is he spoiling Crash 4?
He's not. I was like, he's putting out the exact same information that Canadian guy is. I was like, what on earth are you on about? I didn't reply to it because I wasn't going to get in a fight over it, but I was thinking, that's so bizarre. I was like, no, he's just putting out the exact same information everybody else gets. So, yeah, and I've noticed a couple of people being like, oh, Mr. Bo is spoiling the game. I'm like, really? What? He's not spoiling.
I will admit, though, the bizarrest thing I've seen out of the whole Canadian guy thing recently was someone screenshotted a tweet from his wife.
Oh, in the Crash group. Yeah, no, I responded to that. Yeah.
I think I saw you on that. Yeah, and I like, oh yeah, we were talking about it. It was us talking about it.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, because I had a point, that I thought in mind. I was thinking, well, following Canadian guy is not going to stop the spoilers because in order to stop spoilers, you have to set up, the parameters with the whole blocking, not blocking, but the filtering on Twitter and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Other
but I was
social
thinking,
media
wouldn't
do
it be more likely if you followed him because he talks about Crash, so then that info is going to get compiled with the algorithm?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then I know somebody came out and they were like, oh, and if you follow his, maybe he's just saying if you follow his wife, it's going to be, they're trying to drive up, viewership to his channel, and I was like, I don't think his wife would intentionally try and impede the growth of other content creators. I can't say that for certain. I'd like to think
but the way she said it, I don't
but...
think that was her intention. I just think she read what he wrote and then just went with it.
Yeah, no, I think that was completely misconstrued from.
Yeah, because I think his post said, "If you don't want spoilers, follow me," or something of that vein, and then she's just like, "Oh, okay, then
Yeah,
that'll work."
I was gonna say because he's Canadian guy who's collaborated with other people, so I don't think he would try and sabotage other creators. So I don't think he's gonna, because he's worked with Crystal Fisher, he's worked with what's her name, Mary Gaillard, so I don't think he's out there trying to sabotage other creators, and I don't think his wife is. I think that what she had tweeted was just purely misconstrued out of context.
Yeah, it was just like she had a good intention, but I don't think she knew exactly what that entailed.
No, I don't think so either.
Alright.
But yeah.
Alright, then looks like we're gonna end it here. Yeah, that's our last one. So, we had a few up and down, like one or two up and down, but no one chatted though.
No, as I say, I had a good time. As I say, even though I sort of showed up rather late, but yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Technically, because of that delay, we're actually on schedule. So.
Oh, are we? Oh. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because it was about the original idea was going to be like sessions, and then it just ended up being one big session. So I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no, because I figured that when you said I'll just hop on whenever, that it was all good. But no, as I say, like I said this morning, I had the phone call that I was waiting for, and the whole wedding speech. So I've got 3 days to go off and write that.
Well, hopefully right now you can get your head into the space and then go from there.
I'm probably going to look up templates online probably about how to do it. You can tell I've never been to a wedding before.
You're writing a toast, right?
Huh?
You're writing a toast?
Writing a toast. Yeah, writing a speech. Yeah, for the reception. Yeah.
I've never written one, but from like the ones I've heard, the best thing is just speak from the heart. If you need some pointers, like have that as notes, but like just kind of speak from the heart. Like how you feel about the marriage in a good way. How you feel about the people in the marriage.
Yeah.
And then if you have any good memories, like with them as a couple, or even just like the groom, then just like talk about that for a moment. Like, oh yeah, I remember like we did this, and that, and then like now that seeing him here, it's just like wow, stuff like that. That's what because I just went to a wedding like last week. That's kind of what the toasts were. They weren't long. They weren't like this big old speech. It was just like, oh yeah, this and this and that, and then they love the couple, and then they wish them well.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, if you need some bullet points on it, it's still good to have it down, just so you don't because it's understandable, especially if you've never done it before. You can get nervous and stuff.
Yeah, as I say, I'm not one for public speaking. I'm okay for speaking in an environment like this, where I'm in my office behind a microphone, which is a bit different. But
because I'm not a speaker either, so I'm like
no.
All right then. Well, Kiwi, it's been fun.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Oh, thank you for joining. It was very fun fighting against you guys.
Yeah, no, as I say, I appreciate being able to come on. As I say, I think this is the second stream I've just randomly been able to join, because I think the last one I was on was Megumi Tames.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. So I keep meaning to pop back on there, but every time that he's streaming, unfortunately, I've either been at work or just really busy. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
No, yeah. It's just normally I'm off on this day, so I just figured, oh, it's before Crash 4. Let's just have some fun before Crash 4.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Alright then. Anything you're doing that you maybe want to tell anyone? There's a person on, so maybe they want to check you out.
I'm not really doing anything super specific at the moment. I am in the midst of writing something at the moment which is Crash 4 related. It's just really just capping off everything that we know about the game before it launches on Friday. Yeah, no, that's really about it. So.
Alright. Well, once again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a race. It's been fun.
No, not a problem. It's been fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can do something similar again, even if it's not necessarily Crash, but something something multiplayer.
Yeah, no, that sounds fantastic. That'd be great.
Alright then, so I'm gonna end it off right here. Hopefully in the future though, I'll have my actual streaming channel up. This was just kind of like a practice thing to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay then. Well, with that,
all good.
Alright, with that, we'll end it off right here. Alright, you too, sir. Have a good one.